Hello everyone, I'm Nizzahon here with a special limited video for the Aether Hub. Normally I do a draft video, but for this particular video, we're actually going to be doing some sealed, and I'm actually going to be entering the Aether Revolt Limited Championship qualifier. You can see what I could win from that, which is the biggest thing is an invitation to the Limited Championship Finals, where you can win a premium copy of all the cards in Aether Revolt and all sorts of crazy stuff like that. So that is sort of our goal here. Just about to fire. We're just about to get our packs opened and see what we get for our sealed deck. I don't play a whole lot of sealed, actually. I mostly like draft for the most part, but sealed is fun to play every once in a while, and I wanted to record sealed anyway, and I saw that this qualifier was here, so I thought we'd just go for it. So let's do it. And the reason I like draft a little more is because it's easier to draft a synergistic deck, to get a synergistic deck. That's generally more fun for me, whereas it's sort of raw power in sealed. Well, there's all of our cards. Magic Online, you silly thing. Okay, so I'm curious to see what rares we got. So these are those. We got Authority of the Consuls, pretty much a dud. Beaumont Courier could be good if we end up in an aggressive enough deck. Lifecrafter's Bestiary is really good. We got some pretty medium rares, though. Like, other than Lifecraft's Bestiary, the rest of these aren't, like, what I would call amazing cards. Karizev's fine, Merchant's Dockhand's fine, and Yahenni's the next best rare after Bestiary, but we kind of got some duds there. But we want to sort by color and sort of look at the different decks we could build. By the way, this isn't a league, since it's a limited championship. So we only have 20 minutes to build a deck, and we have to play all of our matches one after the other. Mind-boggling to have to do that. And we have to, like, wait in between rounds and stuff. It's been a long time since I've played not in a league. Okay, so let's look at what we have in each color, and then we'll sort of like the playables in each color, and then we'll figure out what deck we want to build. So these 3 white cards, not so playable, but Audacious Infiltrator is, Impeccable Timing's fine, Bastion Enforcer's okay, Decommission, Gira Per Osprey, Feldar Guardian's very good, Dawn Feather Eagle's very good. We have 3 of those, so that's pretty nice. Feldar Guardian's good with our Eagles and our Airdrop Aeronauts, so our white isn't terrible. We don't have great removal, though. We're going to sort by color here. And then in blue, we've got Aether Swooper, a couple Ice Overs. Negate is usually main boardable and sealed. Shielded Aether Thief's fine. Skyship Plunderer is fine. Either Trade Winds is all right. John G. Sentry. Almost all of our blue cards are playable, which is kind of weird. I'd say I'm pretty happy playing all of those blue cards. But again, we don't have great removal. Move over to black, where we have 4th Bridge Patrol, 4th Bridge Patrol. Resourceful Return's only playable if we get enough artifacts, and even then I probably only want 1. Cruel Finality's good. Night Market Lookout can be okay, but I don't think I want it. Salvagers are all right, but I don't love them. Renegade's Getaways are not good. Yahenni is good, of course. Malphite Squad's good. Tidy Conclusion's good. In red, we're super shallow. You can tell just by looking at it. I don't even think we really need to look at it to know. We're just probably not playing red. We still do have artifacts to look at, of course, in this format. And in green, it's kind of the same thing, but we do have 3 Lifecraft Cavalries, and that is some pretty amazing late game, so we might as well look here and see if we can pair it with another color. In general, we didn't get a lot of removal, so that's not great. We'll see what we have in artifacts in a moment, but our green, we've got several very playable green cards, and the Lifecraft Cavalries are all very good. In terms of gold cards, we did get Voltaic Brawler, but I don't think we really want to go red-green. Weldfast Engineer, don't really want to go red-black. Spire Patrol is a real possibility, though. We can sort of stick that over there. But we also got Renegade Rallier and Engineered Might, both of which seem reasonable. It's kind of sad. We got 3 Dawn Feather Eagles and an Engineered Might, but we don't have a lot in the way of servos. So in terms of artifacts, we do have 1 Renegade map who can help us splash. This is basically a black card, so we'll stick it there. This is basically a red card, which is probably a color we're not playing. So is this. Dockhand is basically a blue card, so we'll stick it there. Narnum Cobra is essentially a green card. Servo Schematics, whatever. I mean, I guess I'll stick it here. It's whatever color. Oh, there's the Renegade map. Eager Construct will probably play in whatever deck we end up with, so that's nice to have. Welder Automaton is basically red. Chief of the Foundry is nice. Wow, we really wish we could make more servos than we actually can. And that's a little sad. So, Cogwork Assembler and Filigree Familiar, though, are both good. They actually work pretty well together. Implement of Examination is basically blue. We do have Lifecrafter's Bestiary, and I think that's enough, plus the Lifecraft Cavalries, plus Prey Upon to pull me into green. I think that sounds pretty good to me. Other colors I'm not so sure of, though. Oval Chase Dragster, sure. I don't really... And Pillarbug's basically black. So in black, we do have Tidy Conclusion, which is a great removal spell. And that is nice, but other than that, our black really isn't very good. Our black creatures are all pretty bad other than Yahenni. So don't think we're playing black. It's a pretty weak color for us on the whole. Definitely not playing red. It's very weak. We have a very good rare. I mean, a pretty good rare in Karizev, but other than that, nothing in red makes me want to play red at all. So red's definitely not in. Blue is a very deep color for us, so we could think about going green-blue, Splash Spire Patrol, something like that. Or green-white, Splash Spire Patrol, either way. I think we probably splash the Spire Patrol one way or another, thanks to Renegade Map. Lifecrafter's Bestiary and 3 Lifecraft Cavalries, flavor, really makes me want to go green, though. So I think green is sort of a lock. In blue, we do have a lot of cards. Like, it looks like we have a lot going on here, but once I start really looking through these cards, like, I'm not excited about Merchant Stockhand or Ice Over or Negate or Trade Winds or Automaton, really, or Sentry. Like, a lot of these aren't that good, whereas we have all these Dawn Feather Eagles. Yeah, so I think we want to go green-white, and we're going to splash Spire Patrol. Obviously, we need to cut several things. But this looks pretty reasonable as far as the curve goes as well. But yeah, we do need to cut some things. Our 5s, I guess we do have a ton of 5s, which isn't exactly ideal in this particular deck. We could probably cut 1 Dawn Feather Eagle and not feel terrible about it. Oh, we also get Renegade Rallier in the mix now too, which I think we would just play, obviously. So, I guess we could abandon the blue splash and not feel too terrible. Chief of the Foundry is not going to be great in our deck, but if we end up playing enough artifact creatures, it seems reasonable, and we do have several. Why do I have to trim this down? I have 13 minutes left to do this. Man. So Felidar Guardian is going to be good with Spire Patrol, the Dawn Feather Eagles, Airdrop Aeronauts, Lifecraft Cavalries, and Renegade Rallier. So I think we probably want it. We could move Decommission to the sideboard, but in terms of removal, we are pretty removal light. We've got Impeccable Timing, Decommission, and Prey Upon, and that's about it. And that, it does not feel good. Probably don't need Schematic. We don't have any way to really like sacrifice it and make it really good. We do want that map, at least if we're splashing Spire Patrol. I guess we could probably lose Cow Prowler, although he's much better in Sealed than in Limited. I mean, than in Draft, but 3 Lifecraft Cavalries are just way better than he is, and it helps our curve out a little bit. We probably do want to run 17 lands, although if we're running Renegade Map, maybe I get away with 16, but we have all these 5s, which makes that a little bit dangerous. Just a little bit dangerous. So the Assembler isn't bad in this deck because we have Filigree Familiar and Oval Chase Dragster, both really good things to be able to make copies of. But we could think about cutting it. Gotta cut 3 cards here. I don't think we want to lose any 2s. We need that early game. Even though I don't love Hidden Herbalists, it's all right. It is all right. We have ways of triggering Lifecraft Cavalry, mostly Renegade Map and Felidar Guardian, though. So we don't have a ton, but it's still a really, really good card. So, man, deciding what to cut here, not easy. I could cut a Cavalry. I could think about it, but I think I'd rather go through here and cut the cards that are going to be less impressive in our deck. And I think, Mana Sinks are better in Sealed. Games just generally last longer in Sealed than they do in Draft. And the Assembler does do some work with like Filigree Familiar. But I think I'd probably lose the Assembler. It's definitely something to keep in mind as a sideboard card. And we need to cut 2 more cards here. I don't love Impeccable Timing as a removal spell, but it's kind of all we got, so I think we have to run it. Sort of true of Prey Upon as well, but when we've got 3 Lifecraft Cavalries, Prey Upon is probably worth it. Even Thriving Rhino and Aetherstream Leopard can be good with it as well. So, what to do? Is Chief of the Foundry worth it? It pumps Filigree Familiar, Eager Construct, Narnum Cobra, and Oval Chase Dragster. That's a lot of creatures, but I don't think it's enough for me. I think we lose him. We have a lot of playables. That's the blessing we have here, I guess. But it's, both a blessing and a curse because we have to trim to 16. So we can fit in 16 lands. And we may even want 17. And I think because of that, I'm probably going to lose Spire Patrol. Sorry, buddy. That makes my mana a lot better. If I'm only going to run 16 lands, having Spire Patrol would make things kind of difficult. I mean, I could think about cutting the Dragster instead. I mean, our deck isn't going to be like super aggressive, and the Dragster is way better in ultra aggressive situations. So, but my mana base is going to be so much worse if I do that, and even with Renegade Map. So, I think this is what we want to do. We can go 8/8, which isn't too bad. And yeah, we got one very, very good rare, and we managed to get it in our deck at least. We don't have a ton of removal. That's our biggest weakness, but we have a lot of value. We've got a lot of value going on here with Felidar Guardian, creatures with Revolt, and things like that. So I think I like it on the whole. Oh, I have a Bastion Enforcer in here. I think I'd rather have Chief of the Foundry than that. Glad I looked at that. I forgot he was in there hiding. Chief of the Foundry seems better. Or Cogwork Assembler, but I think Chief of the Foundry is probably better than Cogwork Assembler. Yeah. All right. So back to sorting by color since I just screwed everything up. Yeah, we'd probably just go 8/8. That just seems like a reasonable mana base. And yeah, I think this is what we want to do. Let me look at my artifacts one last time. We do have the time to do so. I could think about putting in Mobile Garrison, but I don't love it if you don't have the red, white, gold guy. It's okay. Yeah, no, I think we got what we want here. All right, we will submit this and we will play our first match after the timer runs out. The joy of not playing in leagues. This really makes me miss leagues right here. But yeah, I'll be back with you guys for the first match. All right, everyone, we're going into our first match of 5 matches. This is a Swiss, not league. I want to say league, but it's not a league. We're going to have to send his hand back on land, obviously. Ooh, that's even worse. But it is the Limited Championship Qualifier for Aether Revolt. We're going to mulligan again. This is reasonable. Don't love it, but I will take it. We're going to put that on the bottom. What we need to do is draw a Plains. Eager Construct will scry for us again, at least. All right, early Augmenting Automaton from our opponent. Yeah, so we have like a green-white deck with a little bit of Revolt going on. We did not get a lot of power from our rares. However, we have some pretty good commons and uncommons. We have multiple Dawnfeather Eagles, multiple Lifecraft Cavalries, and that's pretty good. Is our opponent stuck on 1? I don't hate that. That buys us a lot. This kind of hand makes you feel like you're kind of screwed, but if your opponent's also screwed, you have a real chance, So we're in better shape if our opponent is screwed. We are going to let him scry, unfortunately, but, it's whatever. Okay. Okay, Filigree Familiar. At least we can cast that with no matter what land we draw next. So I'm going to play out Eager Construct now. Opponent gets to scry, so we could be helping him find a land too, but we really need to find another land as well. We do not want to draw our second Dawnfeather Eagle, so yeah. So any land lets us play Filigree Familiar. If we draw Plains, we could think about Audacious Infiltrator as well. Opponent hit their land, maybe because we helped them scry. He can attack with his automaton now, and I can make him trade, which would eat up his whole turn. So sometimes it's worth thinking about. If I knew I could play Filigree Familiar next turn, I would totally do it. But I don't know that I'm going to, so we will let it hit us. It looks like he's going to do it anyway, so that works out for us. The one benefit would be that he spends 2 mana on it, so all right, we did it. That means we're going to attack with our construct and play Filigree Familiar, who is a really, really awful thing for our opponent to have to trade with, so we feel good about that. Wouldn't mind our Chief of the Foundry right now. We have like half of our artifact creatures in play, so that's pretty sweet. So we're going to play Familiar. Takes us up to 19. It's great for blocking Augmenting Automaton, as I mentioned, because our opponent has to put the mana into it, and then we get to draw a card. So if he attacks with it here, I definitely block it. For sure. Yeah. All right. We're definitely blocking the Augmenting Automaton here. It's a good chance our opponent has a trick, honestly, but given everything that's going on here. I guess if I block this, he has to use the trick, and if I block there, he doesn't have to, but his guy dies if he doesn't. So yeah, we'll still block. Probably has Ornamental Courage or something, but trading for that doesn't feel too bad when I'm going to draw a card. So it's not as good as trading for the Automaton, which I would prefer, but interesting. That was interesting. Ah, Vengeful Rebelling. Okay. I got you. Who you killing? Eager Construct? Okay. Now it makes more sense that our opponent did that. I'm very glad I blocked that way, though, because I'd much rather have the Automaton dead than something else. Right, well, we're going to play Audacious Infiltrator just in the turn. It is kind of hard to want to block right now because I'm 1 mana away from Dawn Feather Eagle, but I think I'd probably do block if he attacks with the Rebel, block with my Familiar. Ooh, that's ugly. That is very ugly to have to deal with Rishkar now. Great, great. So he's going to be a 4-3. I still have a good block against him. That's the good news. And I probably would block and kill both of them if my opponent attacks, and just let him keep Rishkar, but kill these 2 guys. I don't know if my opponent attacks, though. He probably shouldn't, and he doesn't. So he has a ton of mana now, which is less than ideal for us. Yeah, I guess I play the Guardian. It's a good blocker right now. I get to gain 2 more life. It would obviously be way better to abuse it with Airdrop Aeronauts or something, but gaining 2 life is not the worst thing in the world. So we're going to play our Guardian. Blink Filigree Familiar, or Flicker, I think is the technical term. Go back up to 20. I could think about attacking with the Infiltrator. That doesn't feel horrible. Yeah, let's do it. I'm happy trading with anything over there, and I'm also happy doing 3. And my Familiar, I guess I don't have a good block against Vengeful Rebel. Not a great one anyway. I can still double block and kill it, so there's that. And if he gets to stay alive, and then I get to play Dawn Feather Eagle, I feel pretty good about that. Yeah, he's just going to block. Ooh, double block. I think it's just better to kill Rishkar here because he makes it so they add more mana. So Rishkar, we kill. All right, now they don't get to add more mana. They do have their counters, of course, but that's okay. Kind of just want to get our big flyer out there. Either of these flyers would be nice. But having my opponent not have 6 mana right now, it's interesting he decided to double block. I was tapped out, so I'm not 100% sure why he did. But I'm happy he did it because I got to kill Rishkar. So Oval Chase Dragster. Okay, well, definitely block that with Filigree Familiar, I think, if he crews it here. Yeah. Yes, I do. Drawing a card seems good. And just take the other 4. Yeah, I guess so. I guess so. We take 4, 8. We get to draw a card, though. Lifecraft Cavalry. We have all of our 5s, and we drew a 3-drop. Ouch. Okay, well, at least we can play it. It's better than drawing another 5. Just end our turn. Feel pretty good about double blocking Vengeful Rebel right now. Iron League Steed, okay. I think if he attacks with everything here, I double block Vengeful Rebel. Yeah. Yep. Still double block Vengeful Rebel. Okay. What does he kill? Chief, yeah. It's funny we got our Chief when we did. Let me go to 9. What we really want is a 5th land. There it is. So I think I'm just going to play Lifecraft Cavalry here as a 4/4. That's big enough on this board to be a problem for our opponent. It's also going to be good on a future Dawn Feather Eagle turn. I didn't have any way to like chump attack there. You know, my Felidar Guardian wasn't going to die in combat. And now my Felidar Guardian can block both of these creatures since we killed the Vengeful Rebel. So I can play Dawn Feather Eagle this next turn. I'll be pretty happy. Can basically attack with both my creatures. I mean, it depends what my opponent does, of course, but... Nothing. Okay. Cool with that. Ooh. Am I greedy enough? I probably am, but I'm just going to play Dawn Feather Eagle instead of playing the Bestiary first. It's just better for us. Gives us damage in the sky, gives us a creature who can effectively block either of these guys, at least by trading or better. And it gives me an attack here. So, and my creatures have vigilance too, so they're not super concerned about... I'm not super concerned about blocking, I should say. So we'll attack with both of these. Yeah. He can double block and kill Felidar Guardian. I can only kill 4th Bridge Prowler, but I'm perfectly okay with that, if that's how he decides to block here. He can also double block and kill Lifecraft Cavalry, but I'm also okay with that. So, just blocking with one creature, he must have a trick, right? Yeah, he's got something for me. Cruel Finality. Okay, well, we still get a 2-for-1 out of this, because he only shrinks to a 3/3. So that's good news. We get in for 2, and our board is just way better than our opponents right now. And we have Lifecrafter's Bestiary coming soon. Don't play something scary. Your own Lifecraft Cavalry. Okay. All right. That's pretty scary. Yeah, I guess I attack with my Dawn Feather Eagle. I'd be pretty happy if I could get him to kill my Felidar Guardian here, honestly, because gaining 5 life is really big right now. Worst case scenario, I mean, I'm going to play the Airdrop Aeronauts either way. So worst case scenario, I play it and I don't gain the life and I can trade for Lifecraft Cavalry. So I think that seems okay. Then on a later turn, we can maybe go Bestiary Thriving Rhino, which isn't too bad. Block it and kill it. Damn it. We're going to play it either way, like I said, so we will. And we'll end our turn. We do have an Eager Construct in our graveyard and an Audacious Infiltrator should we ever draw a Renegade Rallier, so that's good. Definitely block Cavalry if he comes in with it here. Yeah, we'll block it. We take 1 in the process. We lose our guy. There's a bit of a chance he has his own Revolt here, but kind of think we have to do it. Probably plays another one as a 6/6 now, right? No, but a 4/3. Pretty sizable. Okay. All right, I think I just play Thriving Rhino. Get some energy. We attack with Dawnfeather here because I can still double block this Green Wheel Liberator really effectively. We're going to attack with our Eagle. Drop our opponent to 9. So I'm going to hold up and represent mana for Built to Last. I could leave mana up for Ornamental Courage instead, neither of which we have, but representing spells sometimes is a big deal, and it's not a bad idea to do, ever, really. If you can do it without really affecting it yourself at all, which we just did, then it's pretty good. Yeah, we're going to double block the Liberator. He can only kill one of my creatures, which will probably be the Rhino, but this Guardian has been doing some serious work. Could have a trick, could have a removal spell, either of which make me sad, but neither of which, like, kill me or anything. Yep, I'm good with that. Provided my opponent doesn't now play Lifecraft Cavalry, and they did not. So that's good. Ooh, it's value time. Okay, we're going to sack this Renegade map. So we're going to play Lifecrafter's Bestiary. We'll get a forest, I guess. We're going to want a lot of forests for our Lifecrafter's Bestiary's triggered ability. So we're going to play the Bestiary first. Actually, I'll attack with Dawnfeather Eagle first. And I think I'll also attack with Feldar Guardian, actually. Because we're going to play Narnum Cobra in our second main phase, who will block just fine. Okay. Get in for 3. Oh, we don't want to do that. What am I thinking? Oh, actually, we do need to tap one. Yeah. We're only going to get to draw 1 card this turn anyway, so I don't know what I'm... So we're going to go Narnum Cobra. We're going to pay 1 to draw a card. Now we just probably win this game in the long run. We're already in pretty good shape, but now with Lifecrafter's Bestiary, we're in really good shape. We get to draw a card every time we play a creature, provided we have 1 untapped green mana anyway. And that is pretty sweet. Ugh. Opponent gaining some life there is not exactly what I wanted to happen. Right, we also get to scry on top of the other stuff the Bestiary does for us. We'll put that land on the bottom. And we draw another one. I think we just attack with our Eagle for now and hold on to Prey Upon and this Plains just to bluff. So we'll get in for 3. We're on a 3-turn clock here. Our opponent can't swing through our board effectively. There's no reason for us to use our Prey Upon right now. We can save it for something that's more of a problem. Narnum Cobra plus Prey Upon can kill anything. It is a 2-for-1, but they can kill anything. Okay, well, I'm going to block one of them with my Feldar Guardian, obviously, but the other one I'm just going to take. So we go to 6. All right. We get to scry again. All right, yeah, opponent just gave up. That's actually lethal, too. I didn't really think about that. Wasn't thinking that my opponent had attacked with everything there the way they had. Okay. Sideboard time. Authority of the Consuls I've cited in once since I've been playing with it in limited formats, and my opponent had like 4 haste creatures and 3 vehicles. That's pretty much the only time you want it. It is pretty good there. Don't think there's really anything we want to bring in here. No. We don't have a great sideboard in our colors. We have like our best sideboard card's a main board card basically in Decommission. Suppose there's some matchups where I would rather have my Dawnfeather Eagle than a third Dawnfeather Eagle and a third Lifecraft Cavalry. But yeah, I think we roll with this. All right, this is a keep. This is another weird Chief of the Foundry hand, where we got like all of our artifact creatures. But we also have our 1 removal spell, which is nice. Now we have both our colors too, which is nice. Yeah, this is a good hand. It's just like a curve out hand. Well, I guess we only have 2-3. It's not really a curve out hand, but it feels pretty good. Okay, Scrounging Bandar. Nice little card. We're going to play Narnum Cobra, mostly because I'd like to avoid letting my opponent scry, if I can help it. At least right now I would. I mean, I'll do it later when I have to, when I need to, but, you know. So our opponent is green-white, too. They're just splashing black, I think, is what we saw in the last match. Does he bring in attack here? I think I just take it. I mean, the Bandar can move things around later, which is kind of a nuisance, but I think I'm okay with that. I think I want to play my Rhino first, because the Rhino getting his counter is big, and he has less of a chance of getting it the longer I wait. So, okay, well, that's going to be obnoxious. That is going to be really obnoxious, especially because he can make it big enough that impeccable timing can't kill it next turn. I think I attack with the Cobra. So I'm not planning on blocking with it, so we're going to attack with it. And if I could trade for his flyer, I feel fine about that too. All right, we get in for the 2. I'm guessing. Yep. And then we'll play Thriving Rhino. So next turn we can play Chief of the Foundry, basically have 6 power attacking. Like, our opponent may just decide to kill his Bandar here and make this a 4-4, which is actually a really good idea against us. He doesn't know how bad our removal is, but we have very little chance of killing a 4-4. We just have to race it. So it could be what's about to happen. Yeah, that's what he went for. So I think that was the right move. Opponent may have thought, did I see any removal in the last game? And if the answer is no, especially because our game wasn't exactly a short one, then going all in on a card with evasion is a pretty good plan. We take 4. We can't do anything about it. Do we have any flyer? We have our own gear per Osprey, I guess, but that plus impeccable timing is a thing. Okay, Silkweaver Elite is going to draw him a card here, so that's pretty gross. Yeah. I was not a fan of that. Okay, we do have mana for Lifecraft Cavalry on a future turn. I think I attack with my Rhino. Yeah. I think that's the plan here. We attack with the Rhino. Use the energy to make him a 3-4. Opponent doesn't really have any good blocks. I could have attacked with my Cobra too, but... And actually, I probably should have, because I'm going to play Chief of the Foundry anyway. Who can block Silkweaver Elite and also makes my Cobra bigger. But yeah, we'll play Chief of the Foundry here. Does mean on our next turn, we're going to be pretty willing to throw Narnum Cobra into harm's way. We can play 6 Lifecraft Cavalry, so... That is pretty good. We'll be willing to throw all of our creatures into harm's way, really. God, Rishkar again? You kidding me? Okay. That is a large Girapur Osprey. Yes, it is. It's going to hit us for 5 now. Brutal. We just have to keep trying to race it, but yeah, it's not going to be easy to do. Surprised he didn't put the counter on the Elite, because I could not have effectively blocked that. Well, I guess I could have blocked with my Cobra, but... All right, we take this 5. Was not very much fun. Ooh, Dawnfeather Eagle, do you just, like... Wow, you do change the face of this. You can block. I forgot I had Dawnfeather Eagle. Plus, all of these guys will be big enough to effectively attack on this board. That's quite the top deck right there. Boom. And your Silkweaver Elite can't trade for any of it, so that's going to be pretty good. No energy, sadly, but if he blocks with Rishkar has to die. And we suddenly, you know, that really helps us in our race here. He can't just take it all, that's for sure. He's just gonna single block? you serious? Oh, you've got built to last probably. Or alley evasion. Ooh, that's pretty gross. But we do get in for 7 here still. Our opponent gets that back and can put all the counters on something. We still get in for 7 here. And we still have a lot of damage on the battlefield. If our opponent just plays Rishkar again, they're in trouble, I'd say. It is pretty powerful, though. We've got to block this Osprey at some point, which means we may as well block it now because our ego won't be able to attack. So, okay, 3/3 it is. Because, like, what I mean by our ego won't be able to attack, well, I guess I could wait and leave up impeccable timing. I guess that's better by a little bit. Yeah. What are you doing with the rest of your mana? Conviction, okay. That's cool with me. It is kind of a problem, but just because he's so big now, he can block all my guys except Narnum Cobra effectively, and the Silkweaver Elite can block my Narnum Cobra effectively. So, God, do I just have to block? Or should I save impeccable timing for, yeah, let's take it and plan on trying to take that thing down with impeccable timing, which means we're not going to play our Lifecraft Cavalry just yet, but that's okay. It means we're just going to play a 3/3 though, which is pretty legit. So we're just going to play Eager Construct. Do help our opponent by helping him scry. How good are you right now? Not especially. What I really want is decommission or something. I want to gain some life. Okay. We're just going to end our turn. We have green mana up for Death Touch, and we have mana up for impeccable timing. And then we have 2 Lifecraft Cavalries. If we can navigate our way out of this situation, we have 2 Lifecraft Cavalries. So if he just kills my Dawn Feather Eagle, I'm going to be dead, obviously. But I think it was worth the risk if that's what's about to happen. 5 mana, 6 mana. Less likely with 6 mana. Unless it's like Battle at the Bridge or something, in which case we're just play a Cowl Prowler or something. Come on. I'd be happy with that at this point. It looks like an X spell. It's probably Battle at the Bridge. Yeah, called it. Yeah, we just lose. Yep. Well, I think it was still right to do what we did, which was not block it the first time it swung. But Battle at the Bridge would have beaten us either way because it would have completely screwed up the race because our opponent would have gained a bunch of life. So, still don't think there's really anything we change. I think this is good. We think about bringing in another flyer, just because, which is Dawn Feather Eagle, just because we know our opponent has. Yeah, let's try that. We know our opponent has flyers, and Dawn Feather Eagle's just really good anyway. Lifecraft Cavalry is too, but Dawn Feather Eagle might actually just be better, honestly. To play first. Seems like a solid hand. It's got our Bestiary in it, which just can win us the game on its own, so I like that. We've got a 2-drop, 3-drop. Question is, do we play... I think I might actually play my Bestiary before I play my 3-drop creature. The reason being that the value I'll get out of it is just going to be really big. Prey Upon, not great with either of the creatures we have in our hand, but it's all right. I think I play the Bestiary this turn. Question is whether our opponent managed to get Artifact Hate in his sideboard. It's a good chance he did. He's in green and white, but I think I'd probably still go for it here. Yeah, we drew Aether Stream, but I think we just play... Aether Stream will actually be good with Prey Upon, so that's good. But I think we just play Lifecrafter's Bestiary here and try to ride that to a victory here in Game 3. Opponent could have Decommission, Appetite for the Unnatural. Those are the main things that he could have that are pretty likely, really. But let's hope. No. No, you don't have it. You're tapping 3 mana, but you don't have either of those. Come on. Come on. No. Just let it be in play. Let it draw me some cards. Scry for me on my upkeep. You'll be fine. You really will. We're going to take the 2. No point in blocking, obviously. Okay, Filigree Familiar. All right, we get to scry. We do need double white at some point. We're going to draw extra cards, so we're going to draw double white eventually anyway. So the question here, see, we drew it anyway. The question is here, do we play Aether Stream Leopard or Filigree Familiar? I think we play the Leopard because the Leopard can block Kujar Seed Sculptor. So yeah, we'll play the Leopard. We could also use Prey Upon to kill something here, but we'd rather just draw a card, I think. Yes, please. Ooh, Feldar Guardian isn't going to be too bad with, like, Hidden Herbalist will generate some free mana for us. Yeah, so we got some stuff going on. We're going to pass, though. We've already drawn 1 card and gotten 1 scry out of it. That's not too bad for 4 mana of investment. I think by turn 2, you feel pretty good about what it's gotten you. Even if it gets blown up. And then after that, it's all gravy. So 1 turn's not quite enough to feel like, yeah. But it feels all right. I hope our opponent plays some enchantment-based removal here that we can just Felidar Guardian away. That's what I'm hoping. Do you have an attack? We're just going to take that. I think I feel perfectly fine about taking that. He's trying to trigger Revolt or get to draw a card, and taking 2 is not going to be a big deal for us in the long run. So, and keeping him from triggering Revolt for whatever is pretty good. Good thing Renegade Rallier can't get this back. Although for us that would be good because we have the Rallier, but that would be gross. That would be probably the best thing you could do with Renegade Rallier. Conviction. Okay. Well, now I wish I'd used that Prey Upon. Well, I couldn't have actually. Not to kill the Seed Sculptor anyway. We can kill that though. That doesn't feel too bad. To just get rid of a 2/1. Alright, we're going to scry. There's Renegade Rallier. I think we feel pretty okay about him. So we'll put him on top and draw him. So I think I'm going to play Filigree Familiar here instead of the Guardian so that I can also Prey Upon something. So we're going to play Filigree Familiar. We're going to pay the 1 green. There we go. That's the kind of thing we're looking for. That'll give us a big turn soon. And then I'm going to play a land, and I'm going to Prey Upon Greenwheel Liberator. So it's dead. We got all kinds of value in our hand right now too, between Dawn Feather Eagle, Renegade Rallier, and Felidar Guardian. So I probably triple block Kujar Seed Sculptor, but maybe not. It can only kill one of my creatures, so I don't feel terrible about it. And if he attacks, it's actually pretty good for me because I have Dawn Feather Eagle. So, we're just going to take it again. Iron League Steed, okay. Probably makes it a 3/3, which kind of makes us need to play our Felidar Guardian so we have something that can block. You can also block the Familiar without killing it, which is pretty relevant. Our own Seed Sculptor. Sure. Yeah, I think I just play this Sculptor now and draw a card off of it. and put the counter on my leopard. So getting Sculptor back is going to be pretty good with Renegade Rallier. So we put the counter here. Now we can block for a while and just look to grind out the value we want to grind out with Lifecrafter's Bestiary. I could attack with my own Familiar. Or, yeah, it's not really worth it, though. I could play the Rallier, but it's not going to get anything back if that's what we do. So I'm just going to end the turn there. I could block with Seed Sculptor, though, now, just for a turn on Filigree Familiar. Could trade my own Familiar, which isn't bad either. This has been a long match, as you expect in Sealed. I've got to play 5 of them, so and this started at 8:30 p.m. So I'm gonna be up late. My girlfriend's out of town, otherwise I wouldn't be allowed to do this so late. So pretty sweet. What to do? I think it's time to kill that thing. I've seen enough of it. So that's dead. He gets to draw the card. Maybe he's got a Revolt trigger, but we have enough going on in our hand that I'm not nearly as worried about that as I would have otherwise been. We can actually even pump our Aether Stream Leopard again with Felidar Guardian on Seed Sculptor action. So that's pretty good. All right, he didn't have anything to do with that either. He was just hoping to get in for some more damage. I think we want Impeccable Timing. And here... It's hard to say what I should do here. I think I probably play the Eagle, though, and attack with everything. Draw a card off the Eagle. We can play Renegade Rally or Felidar Guardian later. We can also just play the Guardian and blink the Eagle again. That seems pretty good, right? So I'm going to play Dawn Feather Eagle and draw a card off of it. Pumps everyone up. He'll have Seed Sculptor, who can kill any of my 3-power creatures in combat, but that's okay if he kills one of them, especially if it's the Filigree Familiar. If it's Hidden Herbalist, we can get it back pretty easily with Renegade Rallier. I guess we don't attack with our Seed Sculptor. It won't really do anything, so we'll leave it back to block. But these guys are all going to attack. I will use the energy as well. So that gives him 6 power. I mean, I guess they're all going to be left back to block, really. But the Seed Sculptor just wouldn't have done anything. It would have just bounced off of Iron League Steed. Opponent might have Impeccable Timing or something. Guess it's about 9. No. That's old. It's got to be later than that. Yeah, it's 9:30. Yeah, we're 1 match in. Okay, he's going to pump his guy. That is, in fact, obnoxious. He can now kill both of these guys, which is less than ideal. I do get to draw a card, and I get in for 6. And I still have Lifecrafter's Bestiary, not to mention Renegade Rallier, so I don't feel completely destroyed here. His 3/6 can't attack very well, and neither can his 3/3. So, and I'm eventually going to draw a Lifecraft Cavalry. I mean, we know that. And then we can use Felidar Guardian if we have to get some juice back. I might actually just get back Seed Sculptor. Oh, he gets Rishkar every game. It's ruining my life. Rishkar's ruining my life, man. Ugh. Don't put it on your Iron League Steed. Come on. You don't want to do that. That is pretty gross. We've seen Rishkar all 3 games, right? I guess you saw my Bestiary 2 out of 3 games, so He is going to leave his Iron League Steed only as a 3/3. I totally triple block if he attacks with Seed Sculptor. Like, I only lose 1 permanent if I do. Interesting. Okay, yeah. All right. Well, Dawnfeather Eagle is going to be our attacker now, so that's good. We get to scry 1. Oval Chase, not a creature, and it's not particularly good against an opponent with a 4/7 in play, so we're going to stick that on the bottom. Should we try to draw a bunch of cards here? Like, I can play the Construct, draw a card, and then see what we want to do exactly. I think that seems reasonable. Yeah. Does, again, give our opponent a scry, but that's not too bad. Guess I should leave all of those forests untapped if I can, and I can, so. Okay. Opponent does have 1 creature who's actually affected by that, so. Ooh, there's a Lifecraft Cavalry. We're going to leave it on top. So I think I just play Felidar Guardian, blink Kujar Seed Sculptor, and make Dawnfeather Eagle a 4/4, and start attacking with it, and put our opponent on a 4-turn clock here. Oh, we need to play our forest first so we can draw a card. So, yeah. So we play Felidar Guardian, tap a green to draw the card, which we know is Lifecraft's dude. I guess a 6/6 isn't even that great right now, but it's big. So we're gonna do Kujar Seed Sculptor. We're gonna use its ability. We're gonna put the counter on Dawnfeather Eagle and attack with it. What's cool is if we play Renegade Rallier and get back Hidden Herbalist, we get the 2 mana. It's because if we're triggering Revolt on our Renegade Rallier, obviously we're triggering it on our other creature as well. So, all right, we get in for 4 there. What could the opponent be doing now? Cruel Finality. Okay, well, that is not a big deal. So he probably should have saved that to use it more as a combat trick. It would have been a lot more problematic for me than what he did. I guess I can't block Kujar Seed Sculptor very effectively now, but I would just take the 4 if he attacked with it, because then I have good attacks. So, like, all my creatures would have good attacks. Yeah. Yep. All right. We're going to scry. Renegade map, huh? No thanks. Thanks for the offer, but I mean, it would have triggered Revolt for us easily, I guess, but. So, I'm thinking I attack here with my Eagle and my Leopard. Well, maybe my Eagle and the 2 1-power creatures is better. Yeah, let's do that. Then we can set up all kinds of Revolt shenanigans in our second main phase. If he blocks, that is. If he doesn't block, then it's whatever. If he takes 6, obviously we're okay with that too. So it looks like our Felidar Guardian and our Kujar Seed Sculptor are going to die. I should have used Impeccable Timing on Iron League Steed there, actually. I could still use it. Still technically blocking, but that's pretty bad. But now we have Revolt ready, and we can go Renegade Rallier, get back Seed Sculptor. Pay the 1. We're not going to get to draw the card off of our Lifecraft Cavalry, but I think we'll be okay. We're going to have a 6/6, so we're going to pay 1. There's Chief of the Foundry. Now, I think we get back Seed Sculptor. Yeah, and we'll use its ability again. I guess we put it on our flyer again. I mean, it's already a 2-turn clock, but now it's, you know, even better. And then I guess we could have played Lifecraft Cavalry first. That probably would have been better, actually. But now we play our Cavalry. We can't pay the mana, so we're not going to do it. Surprise, surprise. But he will be a 6/6, so... It is hard to beat a Lifecrafter's Bestiary. Our opponent is trying valiantly with the help of Rishkar, but... So much value makes it hard. All right, we're going to scry. We're going to put that on the bottom. And we're going to draw another forest. I guess before we do anything, what I'd like to do is just draw Decommission. So I'm going to play the Infiltrator first and then draw a card off of it. And then see what we hit. If I can draw Decommission, I'm in pretty great shape. We scryed, I was going to say, we scryed a lot of cards to the bottom, so the chances of hitting Decommission are reasonable. All right. So, I think we attack with... How big are you if you lose this? You have 4 toughness without it? Yeah, so... Can we also just kill his blocker and just win on the spot, maybe? He would block 6 and 3 and then take 9. So, yeah, pretty much. I think we probably just cast Decommission on his blocker. See if he has anything. Okay. So... Come on, Magic Online. Being laggy. Decommission. Gets that out of the way. We still have impeccable timing, too, to help us. Yeah. All right, we won that first match. Took a while, but Lifecrafter's Bestiary got us there. And we were the last people done, so it's almost time for the next one. All right, we are going into our second match in an Aether Revolt draft. We won our first match. Lifecrafter's Bestiary factored in both of our wins, and that was good. If we win at least 3 matches, we break even. If we win 4 or more, we get invited to the Limited Championship, not just the qualifier, so that's cool. This is a definite mulligan, though. It's bad. This is reasonable. We do get to scry. Thank God for that new mulligan rule, huh? I mean, I guess it's not that new to some of you. Yeah, we'll leave him, too, because we can cast him, and he gives us another scry, so he's almost like a free card, you know? That might be strong way of putting it, but... Ooh, Aether Swooper... Makes me want to leave up impeccable timing mana a little bit, but I won't. I think I'm actually going to play this Infiltrator first now, because it can attack through a servo and multiple other things. The Construct would be nice, because it'll help us scry, but it does help our opponent scry too, and if I draw a land now and can play my Osprey or my Leopard, I would do that instead anyway, so I feel pretty okay about the decision. We'll take 1. So our opponent's probably blue-black artifacts, and that is not great for us. Yes, Scrap Trawler is a good one. Okay. Well, our opponent can't block, so we will be attacking. Then we're going to play our Construct. And I would trade my Construct for Scrap Trawler in a heartbeat. We want to kill that Scrap Trawler before it generates value for our opponent, basically. What it does, I guess I should show you, is anytime another artifact their control is put into their graveyard, any artifact, that includes Scrap Trawler actually, they get to return an artifact with lesser mana cost to their hand. So Scrap Trawler dies, it can return a 2-drop artifact. Right now they don't have an artifact, so I feel pretty good about trading. So we also have impeccable timing that could have killed it, but I think adding to our board is a little more powerful. So that is what we'll do. We were putting him on the bottom. I'm glad I scryed. Being stuck on 2 and drawing our second Lifecraft Cavalry wouldn't have felt very good. So yeah, we will block Scrap Trawler, should it come to that. See if it does. It doesn't. Not a huge surprise there. We'll take the 1 in the air. If we could play our Gira per Osprey, we can just block that all day, which is pretty nice. Midnight Entourage. Ooh. Yeah, we're in trouble. We do have our impeccable timing. Our opponent got nice rares. What's the deal? We only got, I guess we got 2 because we got Yahenni. This will pump all his Aetherborn, and when it dies, he gets to lose a life and draw a card. But we're just going to pass the turn now. We have mana for impeccable timing, which is nice. You're thinking about using it on Aether Swooper. I might just use it on... Let's see what he does here. Stacking with everything. So I think... Here's my plan. It's going to be a really painful plan if it doesn't work out, but... I think I'm going to block with Audacious Infiltrator on Midnight Entourage and Impeccable Timing Scrap Trawler. See how that goes. We'll declare the block, see if our opponent does anything. All right, we will Impeccable Timing Scrap Trawler before it can generate value. So we get rid of both those cards. Our opponent does get to draw a card. The reason I wanted to keep Eager Construct is because I'm 1 mana away from Chief of the Foundry, which will make it a 3/3 and much more formidable. Okay, our opponent has a sweet synergistic deck, and we are in trouble. Stuck on 2 lands here. Not exactly where we want to be. Opponent's just going to rumble here, I'm sure. We'll take 5. You don't really want to block Oval Chase Daredevil when your opponent has cards in their hand most of the time, if you can help it. I mean, sometimes you just have to, but we're not at that point of the game. So we will take it. Yeah, he would have gotten it back. Oh, God. That hurts. That is painful. Opponent's going to draw 2 cards. Probably going to have to block Oval Chase here. We now have reached pretty close to that point of the game anyway. He's not going to give us the choice. He's just going to bash for 6 here. Feels good. Feels good. Yeah, our opponent got a lot of synergy, which isn't always easy to do in Sealed because you have, well, literally no control over anything. So it's sweet when you get it, and our opponent did. So we're conceding because we're stuck on 2 lands. And our opponent had us very, very dead. So our opponent has a really good deck. No surprise there. I think maybe I should have just done this to begin with, is 3 Dawn Feather Eagles and 2 Lifecraft Cavalries. Seems pretty good. He has a lot of artifacts, so it makes Cogwork Assembler a little better, but I think we leave it as is. I would like to play first. Oh, yeah, there's a mulligan for you. We're going to send it back. Right, this one's reasonable thanks to Renegade Map. I think I'm happy having Decommission because our opponent has a lot of artifacts, so we're going to crack our Renegade Map later. Sometimes I like doing it on my upkeep. It technically slightly increases the chance of you drawing, what you want to draw because your deck's one card smaller. But I wanted to draw the Decommission, so I'm just going to play this land, and I'll just crack the map at the end of my opponent's turn and get a Plains, and then hopefully play Gira per Osprey. Swooper. Yeah, that's going to feel good to play the Osprey because it can obviously just block the Swooper. He could have Essence Extraction, of course, but I'm going to sacrifice Renegade Map and get a Plains. There's one of our Dawn Feather Eagles. We're going to play our Osprey. Look, we do have more than 2 lands in our deck. How about that? Our opponent didn't even know what our second color was in that last game, I guess. I kind of forgot. Ugh, die young. Okay. That hurts. Because now we have nothing. Our opponent's deck is sweet. Okay, we're at 4. We do have decommission, impeccable timing, so I'm hoping we get to do something with our mana here. That's the hope. Yeah, it doesn't look like we're going to, though. Do I want Dawnfeather Eagle or Airdrop Aeronauts more? Or a different card altogether? Looks like he's going to attack. Maybe I do just impeccable timing the Aether Swooper. I think I do. I think I will. We're going to take the... We're going to... Yeah. Kill the Swooper. We will take 1. Do we discard Decommission? I don't know. Probably not. Dawnfeather Eagle is going to be pretty bad on this board because obviously I don't have anything else. So I think that's what I lose. Okay. Ugh, we drew another one anyway. It's going to be good eventually, but right now we're in trouble. Our curve does have too many 5s, probably. Like, that's something we've known. Damn it, I can't decommission that either. I can at least play Airdrop Aeronauts who can trade with it, though, which isn't too terrible. Well, I guess I'll take that. Takes me back up to 20. Yeah, we are not drawing well against this opponent. And their deck's super good, so it's really not a good place to be. Wow. Like I said, their deck is super good. We do get to draw a card. Will it be our 5th land? No. It is a Lifecraft Cavalry. We take 5 to the face. If we draw a 5th land, I feel like we'll be in decent shape. Ugh. Oh, God. This is... We're going to have to play our Renegade Rallier here and get no value out of it, which breaks my heart. But that's what we're stuck doing. So I block the servo and take 8 here if he swings with all of it. Yeah, we'll take 8, block the servo. Fourth Bridge Prowler will kill my Renegade Rallier now. Ouch. Okay. Well, our last match was a long one. This one doesn't look to be so long. For bad reasons, though. Yeah, we're done. We could decommission this, but he gets back Implement of Malice. It's not really worth it. We got stomped that game. Drew all of our 5s. Our opponent's deck was super good. Those things combined for us to very quickly lose. So there's our 5th land. So we're going to have plenty of time between this match and the next one, and I'll see you when that one starts. Hello everyone, we're going to the 3rd match of the Aether Revolt Limited Championship Qualifier. Ugh. This is kind of the problem of our deck because we have tons of 5s, so we get hands that look like this, which are not so good. And we are 1-1 so far. I think we have to mulligan this just because we didn't get the right mix of mana costs. Like, we're not doing anything till turn 5, and that is not ideal. Okay, this one's better. I would like to draw a forest, and I think we will go ahead and put it on top. So yeah, I'd probably just play the Seed Sculptor as a 2-3 and then the Osprey instead of kind of getting cute and playing the Osprey and then the Seed Sculptor. It's just so much slower. Pacification Ray is bad news. Good news, though, is that we have Decommission in play, so it's not going to be quite as much bad news as it usually is because we'll blow it up before it does too much to us. Audacious Infiltrator, okay. We will play Seed Sculptor, make it a 2-3. Mobile Garrison. Would I rather blow that up than Pacification Array? That's a pretty good question. That is a good question. Maybe. Is that a good answer? Not really. We're going to play Gear Per Osprey, though, and pass the turn and see what our opponent has in store for us. We can double block the Garrison right now, but I don't really want to. I do have plenty of creatures big enough to block Mobile Garrison, so maybe I shouldn't be too worried about it. You can definitely attack right now, but it's not a huge deal if it does. Oh god, it lets you untap artifacts or creatures, including Pacification Array. Oh god, if our opponent gets to 4 mana, I'm really glad that I have Decommission. So now he's going to accrue and attack, probably. That would allow us, though, to attack for 4 back and hold up Decommission, which isn't too bad. So he's going to crew. He's already played a land this turn, so he can't crew, untap the array, and use it again. Right? Of course, right. I think. Yeah, he's just going to untap his blocker, which makes sense. We will take 3. We're drawing all lands, which is kind of good because we do have all those 5s, so we're going to be able to cast them. We're going to attack with our Osprey. Get in for 2. And we're just going to play a land and then leave up mana for Decommission. So, not too bad. I think I probably blow up the array, though. Since now he's at the point where he can untap it and use it twice, which is pretty abusive. I mean, he does have to use 4 mana to do it, at least, but the array is just probably going to cause us more problems than the Garrison. I mean, we can already effectively double block the Garrison, you know. Pacification Array, we're just never going to be able to get rid of. So, let's see what our opponent does here. I'm guessing they attack, which I would take. They'll untap their Automaton. We go to 14. After I blow up the array, I may just leave both my creatures back so that I can double block and kill the Garrison. See what our opponent does here. Ooh. Well, yeah, we got to blow up Untethered Express now. Our opponent just keeps playing scarier and scarier artifacts. Although Pacification Array is the scariest. So, okay, Hidden Herbalists. I think I attack with both my creatures. If my opponent wants to block, his guy dies, and I think I'm okay with that. I can play another 2-drop, so. Alright, we get in for 4. Now we play Hidden Herbalists. We're not going to get any mana, but not like we could use it on anything anyway. We'll play another land and end our turn. Now where are all those 5-drops we want so badly, huh? Where are they? But yeah, our opponent can like use array twice now a turn. But it also means he's not contributing to the board if he does. And I think in the long run, we would come out ahead. So we'll take this 3. There's going to be a point where we have to stop attacking, though, because we want to double block and kill Mobile Garrison. That day will come. Or we'll just draw a big creature who can block it, which we have. What does our opponent do here? Would have been nice to gain life off of Decommission, but I didn't really want to set that up. It wasn't worth losing a permanent to gain 3 life. Midnight Entourage again. That's not fun. Okay, Aether Stream. I guess I'm going to attack with my Osprey alone and then play Aether Stream Leopard. But yeah, not exactly what we were hoping for here. One of our big monsters. Of course, he could tap it down, but he can tap down 2 blockers right now, which would be pretty brutal, I suppose. I can't effectively block anything. I'd be forced to take 6, basically. Yep. Would not feel good. I really wish I'd opened some more enchantment artifact hate. Getting the 1 decommission is a little sad instead of like appetite for the unnatural, decommission, second decommission, fragmentize. These are all things I wouldn't mind having. So here comes the Garrison. I do think I double block it if he doesn't try to tap down any of my stuff. Yeah, he's going to attack with both. I'm sure he untaps his Midnight Entourage. No, he's going to untap that guy. Okay. I'm going to double block the Garrison here with these 2. See if our opponent has a trick or just kills one of my guys. Looks like he's just killing one of my guys. Ooh, that is gross. How come my opponents keep having these like awesome synergies, man? This is sealed. Come on. Having both these Aetherborn guys it's messed up. It's really messed up. Okay, so yeah, not so good for us. They probably stole one of our 5-drops too. And well, there's Dawn Feather Eagle. That makes things a little more attractive. Okay, I'm gonna play Dawn Feather Eagle. I think I just attack with my Osprey and my Leopard though. Let's just top deck another Dawn Feather Eagle. We can do it. And we're going to pump him too. I guess attacking with the Herbalist wouldn't have been bad because he didn't really have a good way to block it. I mean, he could trade his Infiltrator, but he doesn't have a great way to block here because if he blocks with this, he takes trample damage. He can trade with it here, and that's probably what he does. It's a reasonable trade. He still gets the card that he stole from me, so I'd probably do it if I were him. It still kills my Leopard. You take 4, go to 8, and you still have... Oh, by the way, he also gets to draw a card, and he does have to lose the life. It's not optional. But he does get to draw a card in addition to the card he stole from me, so, you know. Not great news. He does go to 7, though. And we have 5 damage in the air, but he has Pacification Array, so he's not quite as vulnerable as it would appear. Yeah, it's crazy that he played freaking Untethered Express. If I'd blown up that array, I'd be really threatening my opponent now, but that's not what happened. I do have to determine if I want to block this turn. I probably don't block the Entourage, though. I probably just take it. I hope I just draw my other Dawn Feather Eagle. We can do it. I'd block the Infiltrator with my Hidden Herbalist, though. Yeah, we're going to block it. Go to 5. See if our opponent has some Revolt shenanigans to pull on us. So that's 4 damage. So we're not dead on the backswing if he double Pacification Arrays just yet. So that's good. Oh, that's really good. Another flyer. I wish we could gain the life right now, but there's like no way we do. Unless our opponent fires off an impeccable timing or something here. Taps down my Eagle. Never have I wished for an impeccable timing so strongly. But yeah, we're going to attack. Drop our opponent to 5. He swings back at us for 4 after he taps down our aeronauts. But if he taps down our aeronauts, he's just dead on the backswing. So I think I'm okay with that. So wish I was gaining that life right now. If he has a combat trick or something, then we're pretty dead, but... The question is, should I just take it? I probably, if he doesn't tap my guy, I probably shouldn't just take it. I should probably block the entourage, which will drop him to 4, because it's not optional, which is kind of weird. They don't usually make these things optional. It's just you draw a card and you lose 1 life, so you can actually die to it. I guess it's black. In black, they more frequently make it non-optional, but usually effects these days are optional to keep players from feeling bad when their own card makes them lose. In the old days, like if you played, there used to be cards that just, they didn't say to opponents target whatever, so if you played a card that said destroy target artifact and you had the only artifact in play, you destroyed it, like a creature with that ability, and that never felt good. I think the best example of that is Festering Goblin, which was a 1 black 1/1 back in Onslaught block. That was a 1/1. I think I said that already. Zombie Goblin. And for 1 mana when it died, you had to give something -1/-1. So if you had 2 1/1s in play, your opponent could kill it and get a 2 for 1. They reprinted basically the same card in Magic Origins with a different name, and it says opponent's creature. And that's not good. That is not good. That Yahenni right there is... bad news. So we have to block Yahenni now. But if our opponent can't kill us, they're just dead. And they can't kill us. They just die on the backswing. So I think they... unless they have a land. If they have a land too, I'm dead. Because they can tap down my airdrop aeronauts. But if they don't have a land, they are dead. Because I just block Yahenni, take 4... He may be holding the second land, but he could have just used it to win himself the game. So it seems like he should have already played it. Okay. Because Yahenni can, yeah, do that stuff. But you are dead in the air. So, do we win? He could also have a combat trick, but there's not a 1 black mana combat trick. No, there's not. So, airdrop aeronauts blocks. We go to 1. Opponent has to sacrifice something. If he has another land, we're dead. But this drops our opponent down to 4. Oh, because I had to block the way I had to block, he could draw a land. So he does get to draw that card. And if it's a land, we're dead. It's a land. Okay. Yeah, I had to block that way, though. Is there anything I can draw that keeps me from dying? Chief of the Foundry. That does not do it. So yeah, we end up losing that one. I guess we should go to combat just in case our opponent screws something up here. But I doubt they do. Yeah, no, they're just... they got it. Yep. All right. Pacification Array. I need more artifact hate, man. Where is it? Nowhere, really. I guess Ice Over can do it. Can do some work. But yeah, there is not... I don't really have anything that can help me out with that. And that is painful. So, we'll give it another try. Alright, I would like to play first. This is a reasonable hand thanks to Eager Construct. I think we'll keep it thanks to that. Eager Construct plus Chief of the Foundry plus Oval Chase Dragster. Not really a bad start either. We would like to draw some white mana. But, do ever decommission again. Don't play Pacification Array on turn 1 again. Alright, we got both our colors. We will play Eager Construct. We never saw what card they stole from us. I wonder what it was. Maybe they saw all lands. Since they never played it. Yeah, I'll take it. We can play it. It's a reasonable card to have right now. It's probably going to be better to play Chief of the Foundry next turn. But if my opponent doesn't play a blocker who can kill Eager Construct in combat, I probably play the Leopard first. Yeah. I think that's the plan. Okay, well he does have one that can kill it in combat, but yeah, so I guess I do want to play Chief of the Foundry. It is one I don't feel bad about trading with since my opponent's going to draw a bunch of extra cards, but we will attack with Eager Construct for 3. So it'd be pretty sweet to be able to play Oval Chase Dragster next turn and attack with it as a 7/2. Like if our opponent taps out for some vehicle here, that's probably where I would go. Just Lawless Broker, okay. Probably still what I would do if I draw a 4th land. Do we do it? We do, okay. So, I think we go Dragster. He has like no really good way to block it, so we're gonna crew. He's going to be a 7/2. We'll attack with it. He'll probably block with his Broker, take 5, put a counter on Sram. I think I'm cool with that. If I attack with the Construct too, that seems a little better though. I think I am actually going to attack with both. Because he can block my Construct with his Broker, yes, but he takes so much damage. And any creature I play can crew the Oval Chase Dragster. So if he wants to kill them both, it looks like he's going to, yeah. I think that was the right move. We get in for the damage. Wouldn't have been able to block Sram effectively on the backswing, and we get in for 5, drop our opponent to 9. Sram is a 3/3, but we have, you know, some things in our hands. Felidar Guardian, Aether Stream Leopard, both can attack. Well, Felidar Guardian can block it, and Aether Stream Leopard can, yeah. So if he plays a vehicle here, and he does, we feel pretty okay because we can kill it. My cat is upset. Come here. Come play Magic. Been playing too much Magic tonight with the longer instead of doing a league. So my cat is like, why aren't you in bed paying attention to me? And I'm sure you can hear that. So I think I attack with both my creatures first, because chances are he crews Untethered Express. If he doesn't, though, I'm in Sad City. So maybe I shouldn't. Yeah, let's attack with the Construct alone. Because if he doesn't crew it and he just blocks my Chief of the Foundry, I'm like, oh. If I attacked with both, he probably would have done that. Okay, so we're just going to kill it. We're just going to go decommission. Means we get in for 3, drop our opponent to 6. We're in pretty good shape in this game. The dangerous thing is our opponent has Sram in play and can grind out a lot of value with it. But we do have Thriving Rhino and Aether Stream Leopard who can attack through this. I can sort of get extra energy. Obviously, I don't want to blink my Rhino because it'll lose the counter, but I could blink my Leopard and get a second energy for the Leopard, which will then give me more energy for a counter on my Rhino, which isn't terrible. What we really need is a flyer. Opponent did not seem to have a ton of defense against flyers. I think my cat has calmed down. There's also a thunderstorm outside. Whether you can hear that, I'm not sure at this point. 5 mana, don't do anything. You don't want to do anything. Okay, Audacious Infiltrator. Pretty good against my board right now. And Herald of the Fair. Okay. I guess he's probably going to attack with Sram right now. Nope. He is not. Okay. Livecraft Cavalry. That'll be good soon. I'm think I want to play the Rhino first. So, making my opponent trade right now is kind of a big deal because he's at 6 life. And the more resources he loses, the bigger and more important my Lifecraft Cavalry will be later. So I think I'm going to offer... I'd almost rather wait to do it till I can just cast Lifecraft Cavalry. Yeah, we'll wait. Making my opponent lose permanence is big because he's at 6 life and we need to get around that, but I think I'm okay with what I did. Yeah, I bet you can hear that rain. The rain is intense. Everyone's attacking. Yeah, I think we just take it and go to 11. I mean, our opponent has to play a lot of stuff in his second main phase to... Yeah, he's backing off for a reason. He would have to play a lot of stuff in his second main phase to not take a bunch of damage. We'll just take 6. Go to 14. So... 14 is where we are. What does my opponent have for us? Glad we've killed that Untethered Express both times, because it would have been bad. Oh, Felidar Guardian. Obnoxious. Can block very well, obviously. Yeah, our deck's lack of removal is super painful. We need a flyer. I really hope I draw a 5th land here, too. Okay. We did not. So, I do think I attack with my Rhino, though, either way. He has to block it and lose a creature either way, and then we can play... Felidar Guardian, maybe, since it can block pretty effectively right now. So we're going to attack. Let's have Audacious Infiltrator, which can block pretty well right now. Yeah, I could play the Guardian and get to Scry again, which isn't too terrible. Also means my opponent's scrying again, but... Alright, so we're going to kill the Herald of the Fair. Yeah, I think we gotta play the Guardian because it can block that Infiltrator. Oh, he's got a trick. Ouch. Okay, yeah, that just tears us a new one right there. Play Felidar Guardian. Untap. I'm not untap. Well, if it were tapped, it would. But Blink Eager Construct. We do want to use its ability. Filigree Familiar. Sure. I feel like that'll if we can play that, it'll get us to the later part of the game, thanks to being able to effectively block Herald of the Fair and gain us some life and so forth. 5th land would be great because we could either play Lifecraft Cavalry or Leopard plus Infiltrator, but I'm okay with the Familiar. See what my opponent brings at me this time. Just SRAM. Okay. Alright. If you can kill my Felidar Guardian, then whatever. I will take 3. Alright. Down to 11 we go. We are sort of slowly losing our advantage in this game, or so it feels. Okay, well, we know what we're going to draw. Do I attack with my 3/3 and my 2/3 here? Kind of think I do. Yeah, I think we do. And then play Filigree Familiar. He can kill this, but he loses his infiltrator at the same time, so... I'll go up to 13 from playing the Familiar. I can use it to block Herald of the Fair without being concerned about anything, really. So that is good. Leading for 3 here, it's going to be big. Yeah, I prefer he blocks this way because my Filigree Familiar will be a 3/3 now, which is, of course, better. Does he have another trick? He does have another trick. Or a removal spell or something. Our opponent is super low on time. If we force a game 3, I don't think they could beat us. So, gotta win this game. Just noticed how low on time they are. Death Dismissal. Yeah, that's pretty brutal. Okay. We do still kill the Infiltrator because it still only has 1 toughness. And our opponent's board isn't exactly scary, so I just play my Filigree Familiar, go up to 13, and end the turn. Yeah, you definitely heard that thunder. Good day to record Magic, apparently. Okay, this is my cat. I think I've shown her before. Well, maybe not an Aether Hub, but she needs a lot of attention. Most cats not so much. But this one, man. She doesn't usually get freaked out by thunderstorms. I'm not sure if she is. That tidy conclusion makes me a sad person. Okay. Ouch. We could still block Herald of the Fair effectively. So yeah, he still doesn't have like a lot of attacks at least. At least we have that going for us. Okay, there is our 5th mana. Because of our 5th mana, I think we just attack with our Familiar here. If he decides to kill my Familiar, we get to Revolt. If he just blocks it with the Guardian, it's whatever. But either way, we can play either a 4/4 with Trample or I probably actually play the 2 creatures instead of the 1. Man, that thunder. Hopefully my power doesn't go out. Right? Just bounces off the Felidar Guardian. And now we go Audacious Infiltrator of our own. And Aetherstream Leopard. So we've got good blocks now. If we can force a game 3, there's like no way our opponent can win with their time where it is. Yeah, my cat's just like watching the rain, so she's clearly not scared, just needy. That is not a good number of mana for you to be... Oh my god. Aerial modification, no. Oh no. We might just be dead next turn. Yeah, that is not good. We need to draw a flyer now or we're just dead next turn. We're just dead next turn. I guess maybe our Filigree Familiar can draw us a flyer, but I doubt my opponent kills it. So, we do have a lot of damage, but it's not enough. Haven't lost to an aerial modification yet in this format, but it may have just happened. If we lose this match, that means the best we can do is just break even. So after we lose a 3rd match, we may as well just drop. But yeah, so our opponent's going to go to 1. No. Yeah, our opponent is smart enough not to just... Oh, God, if we could just have... Yeah, I mean, we can get Eager Construct back, but that doesn't do us any good. We can play Huge Lifecraft Cavalry now, but that doesn't do us any good. We're just dead to Sram now. All right, we've lost another. So we're 1-2 now, not the greatest of starts. How far away was our next flyer? Because a flyer would have basically won us the game. Nope, nope, nope. Pretty far. So, couldn't have cast Aeronauts anyway. So... All right, well, we are 1-2 now. Hopefully we can do a little bit better in our next match. All right, here we go into our not final match, but hopefully not final match. If we lose it, we may as well leave. But this is actually a pretty good hand, and we will keep it. Our deck has some weaknesses. We didn't open the best packs, really. I mean, we picked up some good commons, basically. If we didn't have the good commons we have, like Life Calf Cavalry and Dawn Feather Eagle, our deck would be real bad. But we don't have much removal. We didn't open much to begin with. We had 2 black removal spells, basically, as our best removal. And we also have not the best curve ever. Okay, our opponent's going for Hidden Stockpile here, which is interesting. Hey, there's Dawn Feather Eagle. I mean, I guess I'm going to play the Cobra in case their turn happens where I can use Hidden Herbalist's ability, but I kind of doubt it. So, you know, it just doesn't usually... Things don't usually come together like that. I can't even really do anything with the extra mana. I mean, I guess I could play Decommission on Hidden Stockpile, which isn't a bad plan, really. It can generate some silly value. Ooh, our opponent's playing Consulate Turret. I like that. That means we have a good shot here. This card is just so bad. I do not recommend playing it at all. So yeah, we'll attack with Narnum Cobra. Should I blow up the Hidden Stockpile or play Hidden Herbalists? I think I just play the Herbalists. So yeah, this card's just really bad because it can't do damage to to creatures, only to players, and it takes so long to set up. Like, our opponent just paid 3 mana to not affect the board at all. Now they have enough mana to do it, but they just also lost some more life. So our opponent is like all in on some sort of crazy black-white energy strategy, I guess. But again, yeah, I don't recommend it. Neither is my cat. So they got to hit us for 2. But we're going to swing right back at them for 4. I think I probably... I could play Felidar Guardian. It'll give me 2 mana, but it just won't do anything. So I don't really think I want to. I think I would like to play... Just use Decommission on the Hidden Stockpile is what I'll do instead. I'm just going to do it now so he can't do any shenanigans with it on his turn. I would much rather blow it up than the Consulate Turret, so... Next turn, we can play Dawn Feather Eagle, and that may just seal it for us, more or less. Aegis Automaton. Well, we could have blown that blocker out of the way if we'd held on to our thing. Oh, God. What? Aerial Responder. Who plays that? Yeah, we'll play Dawn Feather Eagle, most likely, and attack with Hidden Herbalists. That is still the plan. Also blocks Aerial Responder really well, so that's good. Actually, I'll attack with both my creatures. What am I talking about only with attacking with Hidden Herbalists? I'll attack with both. There's no reason not to. And we can just do it again next turn with Felidar Guardian. Potentially, anyway, if that's what we want to do. Opponent doesn't have to block either one of them by any stretch. He's not going to. He's going to go to 6. Deal. All right, Consulate Turret. It has done 2 damage to us so far, by the way. For an investment of 3 mana. Not exactly what you want. I'm surprised you didn't attack first, because I would have blocked your Aerial Responder, but... All right, life gain, huh? That's how you want to play it. Gonna gain some life. Okay. I think I'm gonna attack with my Cobra and my Eagle. My Cobra can trade with anything thanks to Death Touch, and then probably play Lifecraft Cavalry. If he just wants to trade his Renegade, that's fine. If he just wants to take it, that's fine too. I would probably play Felidar Guardian and untap my Dawn Feather Eagle if that's what he did. That's pretty risky, but could be the plan. Okay. That works too. Nope. Yeah, your Renegade is probably less valuable. Yeah. All right. Not going to pay the mana because I don't need to. Drops the opponent to 3, and then we're going to play a big Lifecraft Cavalry. It'd be a 6/6. And we'll play a land. Yeah, Aerial Responder can attack us now. Maybe I shouldn't have attacked with my Eagle, but it doesn't feel too terrible. Consulate Turret's up to 3 energy now. Even if you really get there on an energy deck, the fact that you have to tap it and pay the energy makes it a lot weaker than it would otherwise be. Now that card is good. And that's really bad news because our opponent can just like poop out servo tokens now. So that's less than ideal. That said, I think my Lifecraft Cavalry still has an excellent attack right here. Especially if I Felidar Guardian and make him into a 7/7 Trampler for the turn. Yeah, that's the plan here. So we'll play Felidar Guardian. This is a game that we're going to lose in the long run now because of Master Trinketeer, though. That's worth stressing. That is worth stressing. So we'll have a 7/7 Trampler and a 3/3. I think I attack with my 3/3 too. Yeah. We do. If he wants to kill this, he has to have his Trinketeer die. So he has to chump block it, and chump blocking is terrible against a Trampler. So it looks like he is going to, which I'm down with. Wow, okay. That's quite the block. So we're going to kill the Trinketeer and the Aerial Responder. They're the two biggest problems here. Surprised he blocked this way. He actually didn't have to. He could have used the servo in place of the Trinketeer or the Responder. And probably the Trinketeer would be the way to go. I think maybe he's switching it up. That's a much better way to block. Okay, nope. Well, we're going to kill those two and drop our opponent to 2, but then they'll gain 2 back, so they'll be at 4. Yeah, so we'll kill both these guys who are big problems. So I feel perfectly fine about it. Play another land, and in the turn, killing the servo engine was pretty key there. But again, our opponent could have blocked with their servo instead and still killed it, so I'm surprised by that. That's annoying. The only good news is our opponent has no good attacks, but they now did shut down what our win condition was, more or less. And we don't have another way of bouncing him, I don't think. I think Felidar Guardian was it. Opponent is thinking. Yeah, that is the thing to do, I think. Could use a mana sink right about now. Oof. All right, turn's over for us. We also played our only decommission already, so, which I think was right. Hidden Stockpile would have generated a lot of stupid value by now. So I double block the Pillar Bug if he attacks with Guardian plus Herbalists. For sure. Okay. Not too bad. Can't really attack through this board, but it's not too bad. It helps me block. So opponent's going to drop us down to 14, and we're going to gain it back. So our Filigree Familiar has negated one entire activation of Consulate Turret. Not so good. Well, that's annoying. Well, not that annoying. I guess I can throw Guardian and Familiar in front of it. Ooh, there we go. That's gross. That was a nice top deck. It's going to go a long way towards helping us in this game. Makes all of our creatures perfectly good attackers. Plus it gives us a flyer to help close out the game. He can gain some life, so chances are he like blocks my Felidar Guardian with his 2/3 and gains 2 life, but his other blocks aren't very good. I probably should have gone with 3 Dawn Feather Eagles in this deck instead of 3 Lifecraft Cavalries. The more I play with these Dawn Feather Eagles, which I've done before, of course, in Limited, the more they seem like the better call. So that's not to say the Cavalries haven't been good. They have been, but... He could have blocked and returned his guy, I guess, but that wouldn't have done enough. All right, we're going to hold on to this card and bluff. We now have a flying attacker. Bruiser's not much of a concern. I would block it with Guardian plus Familiar if he attacked. Okay. We've drawn a lot of lands in this game, but top decking that Dawn Feather Eagle when we did may make it not matter so much. I'm just going to attack with everything. He has a good block against like hidden herbalists, but his other blocks aren't very good. I guess he gets to gain life, and that's obnoxious enough, but... Yeah, he's going to kill that. Get to draw a card off of that, which is pretty good. So we'll do 4. He'll gain 2 back. And we'll draw a card. Thriving Rhino. There we go. You can attack through a Pillar Bug, can't you? Hold on to these lands to bluff. We have really no reason to play them. So holding on to them is better. Aetherborn Marauder, okay. Luckily there's no +1/+1 counters lying around. Opponent can gain so much life though. If it weren't for all their lifelink, they'd be dead. Drops us to 14. All right. Chief of the Foundry doesn't pump anyone up right now, so I think we just attack with our Eagle and our Rhino, then play the Chief. Gonna give his dude lifelink. He can double block, of course, my Rhino. That's what he's gonna do. So what do I kill here? I guess the Flyer. Flyer's more of a problem. Can block my Dawn Feather Eagle. So my opponent's actually gonna net life there, which is annoying, but we'll play another creature. So much life gain. Maybe they will kill me with this Consulate turret if they gain enough life. Now we just start attacking with our Flyer, I guess, to prevent the life gain. He can attack and do it, but it's not going to be as useful. Oh, die young. Oh, God. Our opponent is slowing us down to a glacial pace. All right, well, what do we need to do here? Impeccable Timing would be pretty good. I haven't drawn that yet. Lifecrafter's Bestiary would be good. We drew a land. We'll play one of them, and we'll just end our turn. Hopefully our opponent doesn't have like a huge bomb in their deck ready to destroy us, because they have the time to use it now. Okay, there it is. Marionette Master. Oh, God. We may end up losing this game in the end. All that life gain did us in. Probably should have just been attacking with my Eagle. Ooh, that's going to help a lot of different ways, but for now, we're just going to play it. I think we kill the Pillar Bug if he attacks. We do take 4 in the process, but I think that's okay. Freaking Marionette Master. Right after I was like, if our opponent has a bomb... Ugh. I think I would have gone after the Bestiary personally, but now I can't block and kill his Pricata Pillar Bug, so he's got that going for him. I can block it and not take damage, so there's that, but yeah, he's just going to get in there now. I'll go to 10, he'll go to 7. The cool thing is with all of this mana, we can, if we hit a creature, and we got a decent chance to do it thanks to scrying, if we hit a creature, we can just like chain a bunch of creatures together. So we can do it. I know we can. Okay, good. So now we have an even better chance to chain them together because that is an artifact creature. Okay, so we're going to play that. We're going to play Eager Construct. I'm going to pay 1 mana to draw an extra card. Well, there goes the chain I was talking about. Ugh. What do we scry to the top, though? Prey upon. Not so good right now, thank you. Man, we like had this game in the bag, and then our opponent just kept gaining life and just got out of range. So I would still double block the Pillar Bug. What it would mean, though, is I go to 2 because I'll take 8 this turn. So, oh, I can't go to 2. Damn. We're gonna... Consulate Turret is relevant. Look at that. It's definitely not the card that's beaten us, but it is going to play a role here because I just can't... Yeah, I can't kill the Pillar Bug now, or I'm dead on my opponent's upkeep. So... I'm just going to throw Eager Construct in front of it. He didn't remember to gain life. I hope that comes back to bite him one way or another. We could go wide enough to survive. I mean, because of Lifecrafter's Bestiary. Ooh, come on. Oh, God. All those lands. I probably had another turn in me, but no, I didn't. I might have, but that was too frustrating not to give up. We really should have had that game. Yeah, this is happening again. Our opponent just had like all the time in the world and killed us with freaking... drew their Marionette Master before we could draw a way to kill them. That was ugly. Ugly. All right, let's see if we can do a little better. Having Lifecrafter's Bestiary in your opening hand is a good place to start, certainly. All right, so yeah, we're going to go Narm Cobra, Bestiary, start scrying for turns and turns and turns and draw a bunch of extra cards, so bodes well. So Cobra time. Hidden Stockpile time. We don't have quite as aggressive of a start this time to like punish our opponent not doing anything for the first several turns. But we have a card that'll make us better in the long game. So, and we ended up losing the long game last time anyway, somehow. So there you go. So we're going to play our Bestiary now. So next turn we can play our Dragster. Like if our opponent again just doesn't do anything here, we're just like Dragster, bash, play your turret. Come on, play it. Mind Rod. Wow. Okay. That's a good Mind Rot right there. Do I want to keep my Dragster since my opponent's doing nothing? I think I do. We're going to lose these 2 creatures, even though they're some of the best in our deck, because we're going to swing for 8 next turn. We're going to scry. We've got a lot going on here. Maybe losing a land would have been better. Probably would have, since I'm going to get to scry. So maybe that wasn't the best plan ever, but that's okay. Scry. Yeah, we'll take you because I can draw a card off of you later. But for now, we're only swinging for 6 actually. But anytime you swing with a Dragster and the first time it gets through, that is brutal. So that's the reason I chose to keep it over those other 2 cards, because once it gets through once, and if it gets to swing a second time and take something with it and take another bite out of the opponent's life, that is pretty great. So that is what we did. See if we get Mind Rotted again. I think that's the first time I've had Mind Rot cast against me in this format, but it was potent there for sure. Do you have a creature to play? If not, it's going to get ugly. Okay, he's blowing it up. That works. That does work. Aether Poisoner, okay. That is certainly annoying. Felidar Guardian. Sure. I can do some silly stuff with Kujar Seed Sculptor, I guess. Yeah, we'll draw the card. We're going to make Narnum Cobra a 3/2, then next turn a 4/3. When we play Felidar Guardian. So we'll attack. Chances are he doesn't block. If he does block, I'm okay with that too. So I'm also okay with killing Aether Poisoner. He's going to block. Okay. That works for me. In the long run, our artifact is going to grind out a lot more value than his stockpile, which is why it's surprising he once again... I guess he had to fragmentize my Dragster, though, because all he could do was play an Aether Poisoner. He would have taken 6 if he blocked with his Poisoner, and it would have been really unfortunate to have to do it. So I guess I understand that. Ah, and he's got the decommission, too. Okay, now we're in trouble. Our opponent has eaten both of our cards that we were hoping we would ride to victory here, but we will attack with Seed Sculptor. Then I think I play Felidar Guardian and probably put the counter on my Guardian. Yeah, that is what I'm going to do. A 2/5 is better than a 2/3. That's just empirical, you know. But we're in trouble now. I was hoping that Bestiary would get us there. Got a little bit of value out of it, but not as much as one would like. And we discarded 2 5-drops in the process, so that didn't feel good. So he gets a free scry here, basically. Stockpile can sack the servo. He gets a servo to replace it. Looks like that's not what he's going to do, though. He needs 1 mana, yeah. So we're going to attack with both our creatures. He now has both of these, which will generate a servo at the end of his turn. So that's pretty good for our opponent. Poor Lifecrafter's Bestiary. No way to get it back. Heartbreaking. Our 1 good rare. Okay, Yeheni, again, pretty good rare, but our black was not good other than the removal. And Yeheni. All right, we're going to get in for the 3. And then we're going to play Filigree Familiar and Eager Construct, I think. Prey Pawn seems reasonable right now because I can at least use it to kill a servo, which will get a blocker out of the way. So I think I'll leave it. It's not great, but I'm okay with it. Opponent doesn't have a ton of mana. Yeah, opponent just decided to give up there. All right, well, he blew up our bestiary, but we still got there. He must have just had like lands on top of his library. Although he wouldn't have known what the next card was, so that's kind of interesting. Do I need to lower my curve a little bit? I don't think so. Wily Bandar, should you be in my deck? We could bring in Cogwork Assembler. If the game gets grindy like it did in that first game, having the ability to make artifact copies is pretty big. I just don't know what I would cut for it. Yeah, that's the problem. Figuring out what's a cut for it. So, no thanks. Could cut a 5, I guess. Like one of my Dawn Feather Eagles, just be happy with 2/2. Yeah, let's do that. Makes our curve a little better. The Assembler is, if the game gets grindy like in the first one, it'll be really good. And otherwise, it's just a decent 3-mana 2/3 who may or may not do some other things. Okay, we got another Lifecrafter's Bestiary hand and a bunch of other creatures and stuff. No 2-drops. It's kind of sad, but maybe we'll draw one. I'm probably going to be greedy and play the Bestiary first. It does risk. We know he has at least 2 artifact or enchantment destruction spells, so that part's not so good for us. Right, he's got a 2-drop this time who can hit pretty hard, which is not great for us. So I'll probably have to play my Familiar before I can play Bestiary because I have to be able to set up a double block on that Bruiser or it's going to kill me. So, unless I get impeccable timing or something. Well, that was assuming he played an artifact, which he did, so. All right. Always love drawing a 2-drop on turn 3. When you don't have another 2-drop, I mean. So we'll play the Familiar here. Go back up to 19. Opponent's living fast. I mean, I can't block, so obviously I'm taking 3 here. But I'm trying to figure out if I want to play my Bestiary next. Probably not. I'm probably just going to play Chief of the Foundry here. Which will pump my Familiar up to a 3/3 and attack with it. This may open me up for a huge Opal Chase Dragster turn next turn. That's why I'm kind of going for it this way. I mean, I can't block this, but his other creature doesn't pose a threat, so I think taking another 3 is no big deal. We know our opponent has Die Young and stuff, so he could kill my Chief, but yeah, there it is. There it is. So we're going to take 3 now. Okay. Yeah, I guess I play Thriving Rhino and Hidden Herbalists here. It makes it so I can block effectively. Also makes it so I can set up, potentially anyway, a turn where I can play Lifecraft Cavalry as a 6/6. So I would block with the Filigree Familiar and the Hidden Herbalists. Come here, cat. I'm sorry that I'm playing Magic so late. But you'll be okay. There's still one more match. Can you make it? I don't think she can, but she's going to have to. Wispweaver Angel. That's less than ideal. Okay. Well, we can still play Oval Chase Dragster is the good news. Do you attack? I don't think you do. Okay. Do I play the Dragster and see what I can take down with it? That seems decent. Seems decent. So that's what we'll do. He has to give up his Bruiser at best for him. So I can attack with my Rhino too, but I don't think it's really worth it. I may attack... He'd have to block with Wispreaver Angel to kill the Rhino, but that doesn't really matter. So I'm just going to attack with the Oval Chase here. Takes 5 still, and I kill the Bruiser, so I feel pretty good about that in terms of the race. And we have Lifecrafter's Bestiary for eventually. Opponent can't attack with Angel unless he has another good blocker in his hand either. That's not a great blocker right now, so probably just doesn't attack me. Which means I probably play my Bestiary this turn. He does attack me. Okay, we'll take it. We are staring at 6 damage, so that's worth noting. I think we attack with all 3 of our creatures, though. See if our opponent has an answer for any of that. And then if he kills one of them, I play Lifecraft Cavalry, which I probably do either way, because it has trample and it's a 4/4. But our opponent could kill us with their flyers before we can kill them. I'm almost to where my Assembler can copy Filigree Familiar every turn, which isn't terrible. Yeah, it's just going to block that. And you take 5? No, you are going to kill that. Please have your Gear of Prosperity die. You did. Okay. So we're going to play Lifecraft Cavalry as a 6/6, which is something of a problem for our opponent, I think. We also took away the 6 damage in this guy and dropped it to 4, which is certainly relevant. Stop gaining life. I guess he hasn't yet in this game, but he's gained a lot in this game, in this match. So if we draw land, we go Assembler, Bestiary, Assembler. That's not the worst. Well, are we just dead? Can we actually kill our opponent this turn? I don't know if we can. If he attacks for 4, he leaves back 5. Well, he didn't do it. He didn't do it. So we do have another turn in us. We did draw land. So I think we attack with everything again. Yep. What's he got? Okay. That works for me if it actually happens that way. It looks like it's going to. That bodes very well for us. Things looked a little gloomy there for a moment. Okay. So now we go Cogwork Assembler. Oh, I did that backwards. It's late. Yeah, I was talking about what I was going to do all along, and then I did it backwards. Go me. Well, we can copy our Filigree Familiar if we just draw lands now, which is pretty nice. I mean, just in the sense that I gain 2 life every time. I can also copy the Bestiary and scry twice on my upkeep. There's a lot of weird little things you can do with Cogwork Assembler. He is caught in the brights. Okay. Sounds good to me. Is our opponent going to like find a way to kill us again? That'll be really good right now. Between drawing us a card and... So yeah, actually, just in case we draw like decommission, I guess we should play him first. Not decommission, but I'll take it. I'm going to attack with both of these. Opponent goes to 4. Gonna play Narnum Cobra. And our opponent is pretty much dead now. I don't know what they could draw. Even freaking... Well, I guess he'd be pretty good, actually. I was gonna say his bomb, the... Yeah, alright, so we're 2-2. We get to go into the finals with a chance to win something. So I'll see you there. All right, we're going into the finals of the Aether Revolt Limited Championship qualifier, though we have no hope of qualifying. You have to at least go 4-1 to qualify, and we are 2-2. So we do still have something to play for, though, because I get basically my entry fee back if I go 3-2, which would feel like a win with this deck because, you know, this isn't the greatest pool. So, but yeah, we're going to play first. This is a good hand. We need to get our Bestiary in our opening hand, and we need for it not to get blown up. That's the dream, you know? That's the dream that I want to live. And we have half of that dream already, so that's good. All right. I'm not going to show my opponent I'm playing white yet, just because why should I? So I think I'm going to play Eager Construct. We do both get to scry. Yeah, I'll take that. I'm only 1 mana away from being able to play it, and it's going to be a big late game play, so I think I'm happy to draw it. Next turn, I'll probably play my Bestiary. Since I'm on the play, I'm not taking like a huge tempo hit by tapping out for a card that does nothing immediately, because it'll start doing things almost immediately. So I definitely attack with my Construct into Narnum Cobra, though, and then play Livecrafter's Bestiary, and then next turn play either the Infiltrator or the Cobra. So yeah. So for our opponent's deck could theoretically be exactly the same as ours. What is the chances of that? Very, very low. All right, there's that Cavalry. We are going to attack with our Construct. I'm perfectly happy to trade with a Cobra because a Cobra can trade with anything, including our Lifecraft Cavalry, so... And we don't want that. Is it just me or has everyone we've played against, other than the person who like really thoroughly stomped us, been pretty slow? Past midnight here now. This started at 8:30 p.m. So I'm so happy leagues exist. But I do like playing in these qualifiers. I haven't actually in a while, probably not since Magic Origins, but I should start doing it every time. It's a good experience to play a little bit of Sealed of a format, and I'm not really motivated to do it unless there's like a big potential payoff like there is in this. All right, so yeah, we'll show me have white now. What the heck? And we'll play Lifecrafter's Bestiary. Try to draw some cards. Green Wheel Liberator. Now our opponent's suddenly blistering fast. I'm not sure what happened there. Yeah, I'll take it, sure. I mean, I'll draw a land anyway, but... So I could play Infiltrator and Cobra. But... I think I'm just going to play Infiltrator. I'm going to hold on to the Cobra until I can just, like, kill something. Until it can just block and kill something. And drawing Renegade Map there is pretty nice. It's the only card in our deck we could play in that situation. Yeah, I'm going to attack with Eager Construct again. All right. I will trade my Infiltrator. And no, I won't, actually. I'll just take 4 if my opponent attacks with both. Need to get a second Plains at some point. Oh, he's been caught in the Brights. All right. We will put that one on the bottom. Dragster. Okay, well, I'm going to use this real quick. Grab a plains, play a plains. Yeah, we would have drawn a land anyway. Yeah. But then I'm going to play Narnum Cobra and pay 1. Ooh, impeccable timing is very good. We haven't had very good timing with our impeccable timing so far, so I like seeing one right there. So we'll get in for the 2, and we'll kill one of these guys with impeccable timing. So now we're slower than our opponent after I said what I said. Our opponent has become like the fastest person ever. So we're going to use impeccable timing on the Cobra, and we'll take 2. Well, I see what you did there. Oh, yeah, we want that too, I think. So I think I'm going to attack with my Construct and my Cobra and then play my own 6/6. I think that's the plan here. Actually, I'm just going to attack with the Construct. Being able to block with my Cobra is kind of a big deal. Okay, so that dies. So I think I play my own Lifecraft Cavalry and then draw a card off of it. That doesn't mean our Cobra can't block and kill it this turn, but I think that's okay. I'm just going to take it. Wow, 2 Greenwheel Liberators, huh? Don't see that every day. You're not doing a whole lot for me right now. So we've got 7 mana available to us. I think I attack with my Cavalry. It's just going to go to 8. I'm going to play... Yeah, I'm going to play Filigree Familiar. Takes me up to 8. It can block one of these guys. Yeah, so we'll do it. Puts me up to 8. Oh, wait a second. Am I just straight up dead? Did I just really screw up? No, I can block these 2 and go to 2. Yeah, that's what I'm going to have to do, though. I'm going to have to take the 6 from him. That's not so good. I do have a Dragster in my hand, at least, and 7 mana, which isn't quite as much as I need, but yeah, we may end up losing this race in the end. Tuning with Aether. Because if I block him and try to kill him, I take too much damage. The trample will kill me. So... All right. So we block, we go to 2. We draw a card. Dawn Feather Eagle. That's actually really good right now. Really, really good right now. Because it gives us something that can block that too. Right? Sure. Do I just kill my opponent if I play Oval Chase Dragster, though? That's 12 trample damage. My opponent has 3 toughness. So yeah, it would be 9 damage, assuming our opponent doesn't have Ornamental Courage. If our opponent has Ornamental Courage, he doesn't die, and then we die on the backswing. Oh, I can't play... Oh, yeah, I can. I can play Osprey plus Dragster and crew it. So is it better to play the Eagle, swing for 7... force my opponent to decide whether he wants to block and then be able to block both his creatures on the backswing, or is it better to just try to kill my opponent? God. It's a hard decision. One's safer, but my opponent has 2 cards in his hand. One of them could be Ornamental Courage, but it feels like he would have used one of them by now to save his Greenwheel Liberators. So I think I'm going to go for the kill here. Yeah, we're going to go for the kill. We can draw an extra card, and I guess we should, just to see just to see, because we can still play the Dragster either way. Does our opponent have Ornamental Courage in their hand? That's what it's going to come down to. Because, yeah, the Courage would make it so I only do 6, which would not be enough. Let's do it. All comes down to this now. If I'd played the Dawnfeather Eagle, I could have just traded with both of his creatures, and maybe that was worth it. But nice slow roll, classy act. Yeah, well, it looks like I got there since my opponent... I guess you can't see it. Here, I'll move my camera so you can see it. Woo! Narrowly won that one. I had to think hard. Had to think hard about what to do there. Move the camera back where it belongs. I think that I'd probably leave things as is. I could bring in a 4th Dawnfeather Eagle, but in this matchup, our opponent also has big fat Lifecraft Cavalry, so I think we want ours a little more than we have against other... Okay, this hand's weird. We got 2 of our 5s, which is just going to happen. We're on the draw. We've got a Seed Sculptor and a Construct. I think we keep it. It's not a great hand, though. Just got to win one more game, and we get our entry fee back. Not to mention several hours of entertainment. For me, that is. Not sure how entertaining it is for you. Narnum Cobra. Well, we drew a forest at least. I think I'm actually going to play my Construct first and save the Seed Sculptor for other purposes. I'm going to put that on the bottom because we just need to draw white mana. I mean, the impeccable timing would be nice. But that was not good timing for impeccable timing. Certainly not impeccable. Okay, there's white mana. I think I'm going to offer up my Eager Construct here for a trade. And then I'm going to play Thriving Rhino. Ooh, Pima Outrider. Gross. That is gross. Does he make a servo and then sack it to his salvager, do you think? No, he just goes for the big 4/4, which I think makes sense. Okay, so I think now I go Kujar, Seed Sculptor, Pump Thriving Rhino, attack and pump Thriving Rhino. I need it to be a 4/5. It is going to get in for the damage here. And then we have all 3 of our Lifecraft Cavalries in our hand, which is exactly what I was hoping would happen in this game. If you'd asked me, that's what I would have been like, yeah, give me all my Lifecraft Cavalries. Right, so we're just going to block. Looks like that happens. Our opponent is a super fast player. He must have just been busy earlier. And we can't play ours, even if we got him to block and kill. That's sad. But we can at least do this. I think I'm going to spread the love a little here. Put it on Felidar Guardian. And in my turn. But yeah, this is rough, staring down Pima Outrider and Lifecraft Cavalry here. Not exactly where I wanted to be. Right, we got him to stop attacking us at least. I think I'm going to attack with my Seed Sculptor. See if I can get him to eat it. Then I'll play Renegade Rallier and get it back. Make Thriving Rhino a 5/6, which makes me wish a little more that I'd put the other counter on him because I need to be big enough to block Lifecraft Cavalry all on his own. My opponent doesn't block. And try to kill my Seed Sculptor. And he's not going to. I think I play the Infiltrator instead. And in my turn. So Verdant Automaton gets bigger. Look at this. 3 Lifecraft Cavalries. Can't cast any of them. Okay, so now I'm going to attack with Seed Sculptor and Infiltrator. Okay. Yeah, maybe attacking with both wasn't great. He does get to kill them both. Now I can play my first Lifecraft Cavalry. I really needed my own 6/6 out there. I really need a decommission for this Verdant Automaton, though, or things are going to get ugly. It's a great mana sink for our opponent right now. I think I attack with my Lifecraft Cavalry. We're going to kill his, and then we're going to play another one. Army of Lifecraft Cavalry is coming our opponent's way. All right. Yes, that is a large Verdant Automaton. Yes, it is. But our opponent can't attack us anymore, at least. I don't really have any good attacks either anymore, though. That's the downside here. Because he can just block. His Verdant Automaton can just kill my Lifecraft Cavalry. So I think I'm just going to play another Lifecraft Cavalry as a 4/4, just so I keep up the ability to block here. And that thing's just going to get big. What we really need is decommission. We really want to draw decommission. On my upkeep, I'm actually going to crack Renegade Map. You know, I should have waited. Oh, I'm stupid. But because I could have played Lifecraft Cavalry bigger. But this will actually work out, I guess. I'm going to crack this map, which will increase our chances of drawing what we want to draw here. Get the planes. Draw a card. There's Dawn Feather Eagle, who is pretty good at helping us win by going wide here. I'm going to play Renegade Rallier. What do I get back? Kujar Seed Sculptor, probably. I have so many choices. I could also get Audacious Infiltrator, who can't be blocked by the Automaton, but it can be blocked by everything else, so I don't know how good that really is. Yeah, we'll get the Seed Sculptor. And yeah, I think I'll make this guy a 5/5. And then next turn we can play Dawn Feather Eagle and attack with a lot of stuff. They'll all have Vigilance, of course, so yeah, that Automaton's big. All right, we can take that hold off for upkeep now. Ooh, there's impeccable timing. Now we play Dawn Feather Eagle. And our opponent is in trouble. Because he only has one creature that can block and kill all of these. And the rest just die. So I think we just attack. And if our opponent blocks one of our guys with trample with... yeah, that's going to be GG because of impeccable timing. So pretty close anyway. Opponent may have removal. Yeah, you kill Lifecraft Cavalry. So that would be lethal. That's 13 exactly. You got to block something else with that Aether Stream Leopard. Okay, he's going to double block. I think I would... Okay, he's not going to double block. Yeah, he's dead if he double blocks too. So, I think we just let all this happen. We can't actually kill this because he has enough mana to make it so that it survives. So there's no point in trying to kill it. So, see if he tries to use a trick here. Then we have impeccable timing. Cruel Finality. Okay, so I'm still going to kill this, I think. Yeah. Seems reasonable. Or Aether Stream Leopard. Which is better to kill? Yeah, probably the Peam Outrider. Oh. No, I couldn't have killed it. Oh, I could have killed it. I could have killed the Verdant Automaton. That was a mistake. I didn't think about the mana he tapped. He could have only gotten it to 10 toughness, and that would have been enough to kill it. So we screwed that up. Hopefully that doesn't come back to kill us, because he just said that I punted. And he's right. I did. I mean, we probably still win, but you know, we could have had a chance. What does our opponent do here? Does he have a way to kill us? Did I really just punt the win in the sense that I can't win now? That would be bad. It'd also be hard to imagine, but it would be bad. Fumigate, but he doesn't have double white, so. My opponent says, and I don't understand why he said this. There are some people who consider slow rolling to be like this really rude thing to do in a game, but why would I have played my eagle earlier, like ever? Like, it's not like I did anything rude, but he got really mad. But the good news is, wow, our opponent's deck is way better than ours. But the good news is we went 3-2 and managed to finish with the prizes with a subpar pool, but in the games where it really came together, it shined. And I think I probably could have made the deck better. It wasn't all the pool. Like, all the 5 drops I played, probably shouldn't have done it. But hey, we went 3-2. So, I get my entry fee back. It's kind of like I didn't do this at all. But at least I hope you guys enjoyed all of these 5 matches of Sealed and the deck building. Let me know in the comments if you want to see more Sealed instead of draft. You know, I'm open to doing more Sealed if people are more interested in seeing that instead of draft. If you want to see more of my limited content, as well as a bunch of other great content from other great content creators here on the Aether Hub, like Cybin and MTG BadWolf and PlaneswalkerProject, you should subscribe here. And if you want to see some other limited content of mine, you can head over to my own channel, NizzahonMagic. You can also follow me on Twitter at Nizzahon_magic. So thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.